So from here as a rep, I can interact with this. I can just copy this answer and I can go ahead and draft a response. So I can just go ahead and copy paste this into my email. It retains all the formatting, etc. And if I wanted to, I could also review some of the knowledge that's attached here. So I can actually dive directly into the documentation and start to review any of the battle cards, any of the source documentation that the team has built for me to help me actually do my work, right? From here, if I have follow-up questions, I can ask. So let's say, do we have any notable wins over Salesforce? Right. And so again, this will go ahead and it will query. You'll see that it uses a different set of tools this time in order to actually generate the answer. And it will actually pass me back a couple examples where we have a couple notable wins over Salesforce. If from here, let's say I still haven't found what I'm looking for, what I can do is actually now route this question to a dedicated Slack channel. So let's say something like our Ask Go-to-Market team, and I can actually tag a specific expert, maybe Adam, to actually get help. And why this really matters is this gives leaders a way to automate the Q&A that's happening inside of their organization today and actually build the knowledge repository that you have from the bottom up. Because now when Adam actually answers this question, we're going to go ahead and we're going to index it. And then we're going to allow that the next time an SDR or anyone else asks this question, they're going to get a direct answer from Ask AI. So let's look at a couple other examples here. So this same concept can now extend out to basically any other moment in your playbook where reps are working to prepare for customer activity, right? So here's an example where I might be prepping for a big demo, right? I have a demo with Apex Wave for our Secure AI product. I can come into Ask AI and I can actually use this agent to help me prep. So help me prep for my call with Apex Wave, help me outline the following. And this will search through all of the knowledge that we know about our customer in order to give us a real-time status of what's going on in the account. In a second, I'm able to actually understand how they use our product, what their usage looks like, what competitors have been mentioned in a cycle, what the next steps are, if there's any open cases that are attached to this account, and allow for me to have much better visibility and a level of sort of confidence that I actually can go execute in this demo as I go forward. And one thing that's really helpful with that is actually bringing knowledge that most teams wouldn't see. So for our support team, obviously they live in Salesforce cases every day. But as a seller, I almost never look at Salesforce cases. So this gives me an opportunity to drive directly into the case. I get an AI-powered summary of the case, and I'm actually able to review it directly in line here as well. So when I jump on the call, I'm not surprised by the fact that there's an open case and maybe the customer is actually a little bit frustrated. So now let's make things a little bit more complex. So I'm going to jump into HubSpot. And let's say I'm working on some of my target accounts. And one of my target accounts is Beyond Trust. I'm going to go ahead and just highlight the text here. And you'll see that Ask AI starts to promote a few different options for me. This is what we call AI agents and apps. So I'm going to run this account research app. And this will allow me to actually generate, pardon me, wrong button. This is going to allow me to actually generate a specifically tailored research summary of this account. So this will go through and it'll provide me a high-level summary of the business, any recent news on the account, key executives and decision makers in the account, as well as quotes from their executives. In particular, something very specific to what we think about, how complex is the documentation on their website, and any references in our customer base that might actually be useful, right? And so now as I find, let's say, an executive from this research inside of my research here, I can go ahead and open up their LinkedIn profile and I might run a new agent, right? Now I want to research the prospect. So now I can research the prospect in one button click, and I'm able to actually go ahead and see, a few new pieces of information. What's the overview on the prospect? What's important to know about the persona? What are the recent trends and professions that in this profession, that are taking place? How Ask AI adds value, and any relevant content that maybe I should share directly with this prospect as I'm going out to actually send a message here on Sean's LinkedIn, right? And so what's really great about each of these agent or app use cases, and I'll show you this in a second, each one of the components that you're seeing in terms of output is completely customized based on your use case, right? For me, it's really relevant to understand what the trends in the profession are today because a lot of it's changing around AI. you may have a very specific persona feature that you want to actually get out in your research for your team, or something very specific that you need to identify on the web about accounts as you do research. Our agent's able to actually allow you to go and do that, and you're in full control of what that output looks like. I'll show you that in just a second here. And so maybe just one last use case here is, you can extend this to just about anything that your reps do on a daily basis. This is one that I use almost every day, which is how do I actually handle legal red lines and do some lightweight cleanup before I push this back to deal desk or back to my customers. This allows me to just go ahead, highlight the text in an agreement, run the review red lines application here, and this will actually query all of the approved contracts in our database and give me guidance about, can I accept this term or not, right? And so for something that often looks like a different language to Josh, I'm now able to actually participate, turn these around much faster, and really reduce the customer wait time.